Taiwan Semiconductor Manufacturing Company is a supplier to some of the largest tech companies in the world, including Apple, AMD, and of course, the most notable, NVIDIA. And given NVIDIA's soaring demand and its soaring stock price, Taiwan Semiconductor Manufacturing is getting a positive effect because of that connection to NVIDIA. So a lot of investors are asking, what do I think Taiwan Semiconductor's upside is for 2025? That's what I'll do in this video. I'm going to give you my stock price estimate or my stock price target for Taiwan Semiconductor Manufacturing stock by the end of next year, by the end of 2025. I'm going to share with you all of the numbers I'm using to make that prediction, the estimates, the assumptions, all of those, and you can decide for yourself whether or not the estimate is correct, too optimistic, or too pessimistic. So let's get into it. Hey everyone, I want to take a moment to thank the sponsor of this video. Moomoo is a trading platform where you can buy and sell stocks and other investments. I use the platform for investing myself. If you join using the link in my description, you can get up to 15 free stocks. All right, so one of the numbers I'm going to need is the analyst estimate for Taiwan Semiconductor's earnings per share in 2025 next year. So according to the Wall Street analysts that are following Taiwan Semiconductor stock, they think its earnings per share will come in at $8.87 next year. That's up from $8.36 where they thought it was going to be next year just 90 days ago. So the EPS estimates have been rising for Taiwan Semiconductor stock in the last 90 days. I also need the company's growth rate, the growth rate estimate. Right now, that growth rate for next year is 26%. This is the growth rate I'm going to need to forecast Taiwan Semiconductor's EPS estimate for the year 2026. So Yahoo Finance provides us the 2025 estimate. I'm going to apply the growth rate to the 2025 estimate to get the 2026 estimate. Don't worry, I'll share with you that calculation in the model in just a little bit. All right, the next thing I need is the current share price, which stands at $187 per share, and the forward PE multiple, which stands at 21. You can see the forward PE multiple has fluctuated in the last 3 years, rising as high as 30 and falling as low as 10. Right now, it's trading in the midpoint between those two extremes at a forward PE of 21. All right, so now that we have all of the numbers we need, we can go ahead and jump into the model. So first, let's start with the projection for the earnings per share. So 2025, the estimate was for $8.87. It had a growth rate of 26%. I'm going to apply that 26% growth rate to the 2025 EPS to get the 2026 EPS estimate of $11.18. This is the earnings per share that I'm forecasting for Taiwan Semiconductor in the year 2026. I need the EPS for the year 2026 when I'm using the forward 1-year price to earnings ratio. So let's jump to the right-hand side here. EPS 2026 estimated at $11.18. If you apply the forward PE of 21 to that EPS, you'll get an estimated stock price of $235 per share by the end of next year for TSM. However, the PE is likely to change and fluctuate. If it goes higher, if it goes to 23, then the stock price could rise as high as $257 per share. The PE could also decrease, right? You've seen a lot of geopolitical tension between the United States, China, and Taiwan, and TSM has been caught in between that whole mess. And so increasing geopolitical tension could drive a decrease in the multiple for Taiwan Semiconductor stock. If it falls to 18, the stock price could go to $201 per share, which is still higher than where it is today. But if the forward PE were to fall to 15, the stock price could fall as low as $167 per share. All right, so those are all of the ranges or the scenarios that could happen to Taiwan Semiconductor stock. But where do I think is the most likely scenario? Well, I think the most likely scenario is a forward PE between 18 and 21. So somewhere between $201 per share or $235 per share. To be precise, I think the range will be between $205 per share or $225 per share by the end of next year. And if you compare that to the current stock price at $187 per share, you'll notice a nice little upside here for Taiwan Semiconductor stock in 2025. Of course, these are my estimates only, and I shared with you where I got all of the numbers from. So utilize that in your own decision making, make adjustments as you see fit. This is for information purposes only, and you shouldn't use my calculations as precise calculations, as there are a lot of estimates and assumptions incorporated here. I'd be curious to hear your thoughts. Let me know what you think about this price target. Do you think it's too low? Do you think it's too high? And what's more interesting is not whether or not you think it's too low or too high, but to me, what's more interesting is why you think that's the case, right? Why you think the price is too low or too high. I'm curious to hear your thoughts in the comment section below. Hey everyone, I'm excited to announce that my book is finally available for sale. I've been working on it for more than a year now, so I'm really excited to finally share this with you now. It goes through my framework for evaluating stocks. Some of you often ask why I like this stock or why I like the other stock, and this framework provides you the things that I look at when I'm evaluating stocks. I've added the link in the description below.